COVID-19 has dominated 2020. The term brings a lot of fear and negativity to the forefront of people's minds. But one Wabash Valley man has a story that might just bring you a bit of hope. News 10's Dominic Miranda spoke with him today. Dominic joins us now with more on this remarkable journey to surviving COVID-19.
Fear, worry, and sadness. That's what comes over many of us when we hear COVID-19. But Sullivan's Dan Pig has a story that can give us something we've all been lacking: hope. Pig lived through the coronavirus nightmare and came out a survivor. It was the early morning of April 2nd, 2020. 67-year-old Dan Pig was working on his farm on the outskirts of Vigo County with his twin brother. That's the day that began this incredible story, a story best told through Dan's own words.
I do remember him saying, "You don't look so good." So I went home and I just sat there in a lawn chair. I felt so bad. And my wife took me down to Sullivan Hospital. I don't remember anything about Sullivan Hospital. I was intubated around, I want to say 11 o'clock or noon. And then by around 4 o'clock, I was on full life support. I straight lined for about 30 seconds. Those guys down there stood by my side from 11 o'clock in the morning till about 7 o'clock in the evening. Along around 7:30 or so, they said, "You're just too bad for here. We're going to send you by ambulance up to regional hospital." So I went up there where I was put on a ventilator, which at that time was a death sentence because only 3% of the people put on a vent that were over 65 make it. It was a medically induced coma. 2 weeks later, they pulled me off of that, and a disease control doctor at Regional, he was the first person I remember talking to, and he kept on saying things like, "You know, Dan, you're going to make it. The worst is over, you know. You're going to live." And I had no idea what he was talking about. I did not know that I had the coronavirus until after I woke up from the ICU unit at Regional Hospital. I was in bad shape. I couldn't move. I couldn't move my hands or feet or anything. I couldn't even turn over in bed. That's how bad I was. So I pretty much lost it all. And then it kind of hit me. I thought, you know, I may not get out of here.
But after 37 days of isolation, being in the hospital, and completing rehab, Dan was able to come home.
Oh, come on, video.
You know, there were a lot of times when I felt discouraged, down, you know. My friends never left me, my family never left me. I'm just so thankful, thankful for everybody, you know. There were 3 people down there at Sullivan that if they had not have done their job correctly, I wouldn't be here.
Pig is now fully recovered and healthy, and hopes this story gives hope to those who need it most. Reporting in Terre Haute, I'm Dominic Miranda, News 10.